Waheguru, beautiful proverbs. Nowadays, people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. What's your thoughts? What they become words? What's your words? What they become actions? What's your actions? What they become habits? What's your habits? What they become your character? What's your character? For it becomes your destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. One meets his destiny often in the road he takes to avoid it. Dreams are like stars. You may never touch them, but if you follow them, they will lead you to your destiny. I seldom end up where I wanted to go, but I almost always end up where I need to be. I have no regrets in my life. I think everything happens for you. To you for a reason. The hard times that you go through build character, making you a much stronger person. Character and destiny are her handiwork. She gives us love and hate, jealousy and reverence. All that is ours is the power to choose which impulse we shall follow. Look for something, find something else, and realize that you have found is more suited to your needs than what you thought you were looking for. I can't control my destiny, I trust my soul, and my only goal is just to be. There's only now, there's only here, give and love. Live in fear, no other path, no other way, no day but today. There is no such thing as chance, and what seems to us merest accident springs from the deepest source of destiny. As for me, to love as you alone, to make you happy, and to do nothing but believe. Contradict your wishes, that is my destiny and the meaning of my life. Actions are the seed of faith, deeds grow into destiny. It is in moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Our destiny changes with our thoughts. We shall become what we wish to become, do what we wish to do. Vein of habitual thought corresponds with our desire. Destiny is no matter a chance, it's no matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved. It's not what's happening to you now or what has happened in your past that determines who you become. Rather, it is your decisions about what to focus on, what things mean to you, and what you are going to do about them that determine your ultimate destiny. It is a mistake to try to look too far ahead. The chain of destiny can only be grasped one link at a time. No trumpet sound when the important decisions of our life or my destiny is made known silently. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. Every person has his own destiny. The only imperative is to follow it, to accept it, no matter where it leads them. We are not creatures of circumstances, we are the creatures of circumstance. A consistent soul believes in destiny, a capricious one in chance, and the high destiny of the individual is to serve rather than to rule and to impose himself in any other way. Each player must accept the card life deals him or her, but once they are in hand, he or she alone must decide how to play the cards in order to win the game. Men are not prisoners of fate, but only prisoners of their own minds. In my clinical experience, the greatest block to a person's development is his having to take on a way of life which he is not rooted in his own powers. The high destiny of the individual is to serve rather than to rule. It's a choice, not chance, that determines your destiny. Destiny is no matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It's not a thing to be waited for, it's a thing to be achieved. Control your own destiny or someone else's. Well, actions are the seed of faith, deeds grow into destiny. Every man has his own destiny. The only imperative is to follow it, accept it, no matter what, where it leads him. If you do not create your destiny, you will have your fate inflicted upon you. It is your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. A person often meets his destiny on the road to avoid it. So a thought you reap a act, so an act you reap a habit, so a habit you reap a character, so a character you reap destiny. Destiny grants us our wishes, but it is on its own way in order to give us something beyond our wishes. The willing destiny guides them, the unwilling destiny at tyrant's authority for crime and a fool's excuse for failure. Destiny of a man is his own soul. There is no chance, no destiny, and no fate that can circumvent or hinder control the firm resolve of determined soul. There is no such thing as chance, and what seems to us Merest accident springs from the deepest source of destiny. Destiny has a lot to do with it, but so do you. You have to preserve. Percival, you have to insist. One meets his destiny often in the road he takes to avoid it. Destiny itself is like a wonderful white tapestry in which every thread is guided by an unspeakingly tender hand, placed beside another thread and held and carried by 100 others. You shape your own destiny. You are not creatures of circumstance, but the creator of circumstance. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts will take you. There are only two ways to live your life. One is through nothing is miracle. The other is so everything is a miracle. What is the highest secret of victory and peace? To live, to will what God's will and strive to lead with destiny. Our destiny changes with our thoughts. We shall become what we wish to become, do what we wish to do, when the habitual thought corresponds with our desire. As for me, to love you alone, to make you happy, to do nothing but contradict your wishes, this is my best and meaning of the life. Destiny waits like alike for the free man as well as for him enslaved by another's mind. Thought lead to on to purposes. Purposes go forth in action. Actions form habits. Habits decide character, and character fixes our destiny. A consistent soul believes in destiny. Accomplishes one in chance. Our destiny is greatness, and we must return to its fulfillment. You and I have rendezvous with destiny. Your destiny is my destiny. Your happiness is my happiness. The Creator has not given you a longing to do what you have that no ability to do. Destiny is something not to be desired, not to be avoided, a mystery, not contrary to reason, for it implies that mm, the world and the course of the human history have meaning. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. The future destiny of a child is always the work of a mother. Some are destined to succeed, some are determined to succeed. Character is destiny. We all have a destiny in accordance with the breadth of our shoulders. My shoulders are broad. More than anything else, I believe it's our decision, not the conditions of our lives, that determine our destiny. It's a mistake to try to look too far ahead. The chain of destiny can only be grasped one link at a time. Whatever may happen to you was prepared for you all for eternity. And the implication of causes was from eternal spinning the thread of your being. The torment of precautions often exceeds the dangers to be avoided. It is sometimes better to abandon oneself to destiny. Dreamers are like stars. You may never touch them, but if you follow them, they will lead you to your destiny. Only by joy and sorrow does a man know anything about themselves and their destiny. They learn what to do and what to avoid. No trumpet sound when the important decisions of our life or mere destiny is made known silently. They are seeking out the treasure of the destiny without actually wanting to live out the destiny. A man who has depth in his shame meets his destiny and his delicate decisions upon paths which few ever reach. And when man faces destiny, destiny ends and the man comes into his own. I felt as if I were walking with destiny and that all my past life had been but a preparation for this hour and this trial. Success is not to be pursued, it is to be attracted by the person you become. You were born to make a manifest the glory of God that is within you. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And you let your own light shine, and you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As you are liberated from your own fear, your presence automatically liberates others. Ideas are like stars. You will not succeed in touching them with your hands. Be like this seafaring man on the destiny of on the desert of waters. You choose them as your guides, and following them, you will reach your destiny. There's a destiny which makes us brothers. None goes his way alone. All that we need to into the lives of others come back into our own. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I know, the only one among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. To believe the destiny of your generation and your nation, it is rendezvous with excellence. He that waits upon future is never sure of a dinner. Let us resolve to be masters, not the victims of our history, controlling our own destiny without giving way to blind suspicions and emotions. I seldom end up where I wanted to go, but almost always end up where I need to be. Wow. What must be, must be. When we least expected, life sets a challenge to test our courage and willingness to change at such a moment. There's no point in pretending that nothing has happened or in saying that we are not ready. The challenge will not wait. Life does not look back. A week is more than enough time for us to decide whether or not to accept our destiny, plan for the future, because that's where you're going to spend the rest of your life. Our history is not our destiny. With our eyes fixed on the future, but recognizing the realities of today, we will achieve our destiny to be as the shining city on a hill for all mankind to see. I don't understand how a woman can leave the house without fixing herself up a little. If only out of politeness, and then you never know, maybe that's the day she has the date with destiny, and it's the best to be as pretty as possible for destiny. The longest journey is the journey in verse of him who has chosen his journey, destiny he has started upon his quest for source of the being, of his being. Which brings me to my conclusion upon free will and predestination, namely, let the reader mark it that they are identical. When I was young, I said to God, God, tell me the mystery of the universe. God answered, the knowledge is me alone. So I said, God, tell me the mystery of the peanut. And God said, well, George, there is more nearly your size. And he told me, don't let your history interfere with your destiny. Breaking out of my self-made jail of fear of self. Pathmark poems. They illustrate each Enneagram personality style. One can be perfectionist and may please at others. Who fell short of perfection, their driving force is anger, which usually erupts when someone has failed to live up to their expectation. They also have a running amok side that allows temporary escape from their own high standards. To typically maintain helpful self-image, giving help and advice, whether others want it or not. They may as manipulate to influence people. If feeling betrayed, they can even become vindictive. After all I have done for you. Their driving force is pride. It's difficult to admit they have needs to achieve your dreams. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. A person who was not leads is like a garden full of weeds. It's better to be trusted in light and under promise, overperform. The key to happiness and success is to have a dream. All the flowers of tomorrow are in the seeds of today. You always pass failure on the way to success. You have to wake up in order for your dreams to come true. Don't let lack of praise nip you in the bud. The surest way to go broke is to sit around and wait for a break. The only thing worse than the alarm going off is the one that is an ego trip won't get you anywhere. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little extra. If you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Count your age by friends. Count your life by smiles. The natural tendency is to want to be understood rather than understand. Don't prepare for rainy days without enjoying today's sunshine. Keep your hearts a little softer than your head. Don't think there's no crocodile just because the water is calm. Standing for something or you will fall for anything. Growing old is when fun is a lot more fun. Never insult a crocodile until you have crossed the water. If you don't lie down, no one will walk on you. If you think things improve with age, attend the class reunion. A good scare is sometimes worth more than a man with good advice. Motivation is when your dreams put on workload. You have 2 years and 1 mouth. Think twice, speak once. Experience is the best teacher because it's always on the job. You'll never fully dressed until you wear a smile. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. The greatest mistake you can make is to be afraid of making one. Happiness is a journey, not a destination. People with goals succeed because they know where they are going. Does your employer consider your profit or overheads? Look at life through the windshield, not the rear view mirror. To succeed, do the best you can where you are with what you have. Don't let your voicemail be voice drill to your callers. A man without humor is like a car without shock absorbers. Wisdom is what's left over after we smarten up. Many people quit looking for work when they finally get a job. About the only thing that comes to us without effort is old age. Don't wait for your shift to come in to swim out of to it. Every job is a self-portrait of those who diligently talk less, say more. Love at first sight saves you a lot of time. Autograph your work with quality. You can only control two things, your attitude and your activity. Remember, there's nothing more constant than change. If you tell the truth, sooner or later somebody is going to find out. Experience is one thing you can't get on easy payments. Remember, change and change for the better are two different things. Be on the level and you won't go downhill. All play and no work does not work. A goal is a dream with a deadline. A liar needs a good memory, dream of worthy accomplishment, and stay awake to achieve them. The only place success comes before work is the dictionary. You can be happy without needing others to agree with you. You're not late until you get there. Glory comes from daring to begin. Have a backbone, not a wishbone. Give your troubles to God. He will be up all night anyway. The greater part of progress is the desire to progress. Happiness is a place between too little and too much. Remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Destiny is not a matter of choice, it's a matter of choice. Your children need your presence more than your presence. Each of us has two ends, a sitting and a thinking. One success depends on which we use. Many spend half the time wishing for things they could have if they didn't just spend half the time wishing. For every person who climbs the ladder of success, there is less than waiting for the elevator. Happiness is a choice, not a response. God works with you, not for you. If your dreams turn to dust vacuum, do it now. You become successful the very moment you start. People may doubt what you say, but they'll never believe what you do. Success. Don't do what you like what you do. Life is for living. Life is a gift. We are given each and every day. Dream about tomorrow, but live for today. To live a little, you have got to love a whole lot. Love turns the ordinary into extraordinary. Life's a journey, always worth taking. Take time to smell the roses and tulips and daffodils and relax in sunflowers. Count blessings like children count stars. The secret of a happy life isn't buried in a treasure chest. It lies within your heart. It is the little moments that make life big. Don't wait. Make memories today. Celebrate your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe you're made to do any task without calling for aid. Believe without growing too scornfully proud that you are the greatest and the least are endowed a mind to do thinking, two hands and two eyes are all the equipment God gives to the wise. Believe in yourself, you're divinely designed and perfectly made for the work of mankind. The truth must cling to through danger and pain. The heights others have reached, you can also attain. Believe to the very last hour, for it is true that whatever you will, you have been gifted to do. Believe in yourself and stay out unafraid. But misgiving and doubt be not easily swayed. You have a right to succeed in precision of skill with strokes, which betokens the great you can earn if you will. The wisdom of the ages is yours if you will read. But you have got to believe in yourself to succeed by changing your thinking. By changing your thinking, you change your beliefs. When you change your beliefs, you change your expectation. When you change your expectation, you change your attitude. When you change your attitude, you change your behavior. When you change your behavior, you change your performance. When you change your performance, you change your life. The difference between winning and losing, some of the significant differences between winning and losing are hanging on, persevering. Winning, letting go, giving up easily, losing, accepting this. Letting go, giving up easily, losing. Accepting responsibility for your actions, winning. Always having an excuse for your actions, losing. Taking the initiative, winning. Waiting to be told what to do, losing. Knowing what you want and setting the goals to achieve it, winning. Wishing for things but taking no action, losing. Seeing the big picture and setting your goals accordingly, winning. Seeing only where you are today, losing. Adopt a winning attitude, opportunity. With doubt and dismay, you are smitten. You think there's no chance for you, son. Why the best books haven't been written, the best race hasn't been run, the best score hasn't been made yet, the best song hasn't been sung, and the best tune hasn't been played yet. Shut up, for the world is young. No chance why the world is just eager for things that you ought to create. Its store of true wealth is still meager, its needs incessant and great. Its yearn for more power and beauty, more laughter and love and romance, more loyalty and labor and duty. No chance why there is nothing but chance. For the best verse hasn't been rhymed yet. The best house hasn't been planned, the highest peak hasn't been climbed yet, the mightiest rivers are spanned. Don't worry and fret faint-hearted. The chances have just begun. For the best jobs haven't yet been started. The best work hasn't been done. Words of encouragement for teens if there was ever the time to dare to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it is now. Not for any grand cause necessarily, but for something that tugs at your heart. Something that's your inspiration, something that's your dream. You owe it to yourself to make your days here count. Have fun, dig deep, straight, dream big. Know, though, that things worth doing seldom come easy. There will be good days and there will be bad days. There will be times when you want to turn around, pack it up, and call it quits. Those times tell you you are the pushing yourself, that you are not afraid to learn by trying, persist. Because with an eye, your determination and right tools, you can do great things. Let your instincts, your intellect, and your heart guide you. Trust. Believe in the incredible power of the human mind, of doing something that makes a difference, of working hard, of laughing and hoping, of lazy afternoons, of lasting friends, of all the things that will cross your path this year. The start of something will bring the hope of something great. Anything is possible. Whatever goals you have set for yourself, with loss, great health, financial freedom, stress, less better relationship, whatever is most important to you, I'm here with you until you have achieved them. There are self-promoting and can showcase themselves sometimes at the expense of others. They tend to look outward, their reflection in the eyes of others, and their inner life may be lacking. Their driving force is vanity, which requires always trying to look good. Consequently, they tend to be self-deceiving and reframing failure as success. Folks can easily focus on your own flaws and sink into moodiness. Their conversation is typically rife with sad stories. Their driving forces in me will show up in dissatisfaction with the ordinary, the mundane. The grass also seems greener somewhere else. Five likes to think long and hard, and sometimes sound as if they are giving a decision. They may have deep and passionate feelings, but they tend to distend the role of the emotions in human interaction. Their driving force is holding, and which shows us particularly as a detachment from feelings as stinginess and perfection. Sixes are characterized by self-doubt, indecision, procrastination. Then in interaction with others, they may look for the hidden agendas and can be accusing, especially of those they worry have power over them. To counter their driving force of fear, they may exhibit reckless courage, then worry that they have shot themselves in the foot. Sevens love to tell anecdotes and may forget to invite others to talk, sometimes procedures over simplifying or skating over the surface because they are so interested in the variety of attractions, driven by gluttony in the search for pleasure and variety. They are over focused on enthusiasm and an easy activity. Life must be fun. Eggs, they have the bull in a china shop quality and a reputation of being controlling because it's difficult to acknowledge vulnerability, driven by lust, its sense of excess. They feel responsible to direct situation and may pursue power aggressively. They greatly value justice as self-defined. Nines are nice people who tend to merge with others for preferences, taking a strong position in difficult because they see all sides of an issue and are essentially non-aggressive. Their driving force is idleness. They often out of touch with their own wishes, a kind of self-forgetting. They tend towards epictetus. It's hard for them to focus. Nothing is ever born without the will of God. Nothing ever happens without His will. This is the message of the Veda. Understand the scriptures well, and this lesson will be instilled in you. Fleas suck, and the test of the blood of the cow, but we draw from her sweet nourishing milk. So too we must draw and learn from the scripture the potency of the will of the Lord.
If fixed in that faith, we are able to brave all dangers in Rama, and are not all the stones that Lord Rama stepped on turned into a human being. Only one stone change in the form of Ahalya for repentance and penance had elevated a stone to win the grace of the Lord. If God is invisible to you, the fault lies within you. You are unable to recognize His various manifestations. You yourself are His very own manifestation with your vision. Spiritual knowledge cleanses the mind and helps us undertake good actions, but that's not enough. The heaven also should be pure. The heart also should be pure. In the absence of the purity of the heart, there can never be a purity of the mind and intellect. We should not give a scope to the creatures of bad qualities to entangle the heart. A creeper that goes around covering the tree ultimately smothers the tree itself. One should ensure that the creepers of lust, anger, greed, and infatuation do not get entangled to one's own self. The society will ultimately value purity of heart more than all the other achievements. No one can escape from the house of fire, but not from the senses which are ignited by the fire of evil qualities. It is the foremost duty of every individual to keep their senses under control. Do not demean your talents. When you dive deep into yourself, you can discover the source of all strength, small and in millions, creeping over a rock, can carve a deep groove along their path. Even the minute feet of the ants have this power. You might have been on the walls around village where how hollow pits are produced on granite slabs by power. You might have been on the walls of the slabs by placing on them mud water pots continuously. Even though the pots are made of the mud, over the years they erase the hardest granite and make them follow. Atma Swarapam, embodiment of divine self, is not Alpaswarapam, insignificant. It is powerful dynamo capable of generating enormous power. The spiritual teacher Guru shows that the gopi, that you, the goal guri, but you must generate the power yourself by your own spiritual effort, sadhana. Neither illusion nor the mind attend death, only the body can attend this state. Hope and delusion do not die. This was the message led by the Saint Captain. Like oil is inside a seed, just as the fire is inside the flint stone. Your God is inside you. If you have the power to wake it up, then wake it up and give us enough of God suffice to envelop my clan. I should not suffer cravings, nor should my visitors go unpaid. What harm has the hair on your body done that you have shaved them 100 times? Why not shave the mind? There grow unchecked countless poisonous thoughts. Why do we waste time on cleansing ourselves externally when we should really be cleansing our thoughts on the inside? Begging is like dying. Let no one beg. It is better to die than to beg. This is the Sadguru's message. O servant, where dost thou seek me? Lo, I am beside thee. I am neither in the temple nor in mosque. I am neither in Kaaba nor in Kailas. Neither am I in rites and ceremonies nor in yoga and pronunciation. If thou art a true seeker, thou shalt at once see me. Thou shalt meet me in the moment of time. Wherein are you looking for me? I am in the next seat. My shoulder is against yours. You will not find me in Tupas, nor in the Indian shrine rooms, nor in synagogues, nor in cathedrals, nor in mosques, nor kirtans, nor in lakes winding around your own neck, nor in eating nothing but vegetables. Only when you look for me, you will see me instantly. You will find me in the timeless house of time. Kabir says, Sadhu, God is the breath of all breath. He is the breath inside the breath. It is needless to ask of a saint the caste to which he belongs, for the priest, the body, the vestments, and all the 26 castes alike are seeking for God. It is but folly to ask what the caste of the saint may be. The barber has sought God. The washerwoman and the carpenter, even Raidas, was a seeker after God. Hindus and Muslims alike have achieved the end, where remains no mark of distinction. O friend, hope for just whilst you live. Know whilst you live, understand whilst you live, for in life deliverance abide with you. If your bonds be not broken whilst living, what hope of deliverance in death? It is but an empty dream that the soul shall have union with him, because it is passed from the body. If he is found now, he is found then. If not, we do but go to dwell in the city of death. If we have union now, we shall have it hereafter. Do not go to the garden of flowers, O friend, go not there. In your body is a garden of flowers. Take your seat at the thousand petals of the lotus and there gaze on the infinite beauty. Open your eyes of love and see him who pervades this world. Consider it well and know that this is your own country. When you meet the true Guru, he will awaken your heart. He will tell you the secret of love and detachment, and then you will know indeed that he transcends this universe. He is ultimate rest and fountain. He has spread his form of love throughout all the world, from the ray which is to the streams of new forms are perpetually springing, and he progresses in forms. There, the unstruck music it bites, eddies around the infinite one. There is the mist of the throne of the unheld is shining, whereon the greatest being sits. Millions of suns are shamed by the radiance of a single hair of your body. On the harp of the road, what true melodies are being sounded, and its note pierce the heart. There is the eternal fountain is playing its endless light streams of birth and death. They call him emptiness, who is the truth of the truth, in him whom all truths are stored. There within his creation goes forward, which is beyond all philosophy, for philosophy cannot attend to him. That is an endless world, O my brother, and there is a nameless being of whom naught can be said. Only he knows it who has reached that region, just the other than all that is heard and said. No form, no body, no length, no breadth is seen there. How can I tell you that which it is? He comes to the path of the infinite, on whom the grace of the Lord descends. He is free from the birth and death who attends to him. The Indian Sufi Kabir says, since the days when I met with my Lord, there has been no end to the support of my love, our love. I see with eyes open and smile and behold his beauty everywhere. I utter his name, and whatever I see, it reminds me of him. Whatever I do, it becomes his worship. Wherever I go and move around him, all their cheeks his service. When I lie down, I lie prostrate at his feet. Whether I rise or sit down, I can never forget him. Back and forth, the rhythm of his music beats in my ears. Slowly, slowly, gradually, all that you do becomes your prayer, your worship. All that you become are your meditation. I see with eyes open and smile and behold his beauty everywhere, and behold his beauty everywhere. I utter his name, and whatever I see, it reminds me of him, and whatever I do, it becomes his worship. Wherever I go and move around him, all I do is his service. Wow. God of truth, be thou alone my guide. If you think about disaster, you will get brood about death, and you hasten your demise. Think positively and masterfully with confidence and faith, and life becomes more secure, more fought. With action, richer to achieve and experience. The greatest religion is to be true to your own nature. Have faith in yourself. You know, I may have to be born again. You see, I've fallen in love with mankind by the study of different religions. We find that in essence we are one. Our duty is to encourage everyone on this struggle to live up to its highest idea and strive at the same time to make the ideal as near as possible the truth. If faith in ourselves had been more extensively taught and practiced, I'm sure a very large portion of the evils and misdeeds that we have would have vanished. My nature is love him. And therefore, love, I do not pray for anything, I do not ask for anything. Let him place me wherever he likes. I must love him for his love's sake. I cannot trade in love. To devote your love to the good of all, to the happiness of all, is religion. Whatever you do for your own sake is not religion. Truth can be stated in 1,000 different ways, yet each one can be true. The will is not free, it is a phenomenon bound by cause and effect, but there is something behind the will which is free. When an idea exclusively occupies the mind, that is transformed into an individual physical and mental state. All differences in this world are of degree and not of time, because oneness is the secret of everything. Infinite power of the spirit. What we are born matter evolves, material development meant to act upon, thought evolves intellectuality, and made to act upon itself makes a man of God. of man a God. First, let us be gods and then help others to be God. Be and men, let this be our motto. Religion is the manifestation of the divine ability in man. It is good to love God for hope of reward, but it's better to love God for love's sake. And the prayer goes, O Lord, I do not want wealth, nor children, nor learning. If it be thy will, I shall go from birth to birth, but grant me this, that I may love thee without the hope of reward, love unselfishly for love's sake. Wow. I go with the flow. Whatever the music you play for me, I'll dance. It is pretty obvious that the abasement of the human mind caused by a constant flow of fraudulent advertising isn't a trivial thing. There is more than one way to conquer the country. I have worked with this, read all over the world in Japan, California, France, Britain, Australia, the wind running around Earth. It has taught me about the flow energy and the life that connects one place with another. Well, for us, it's always better to have too many expectations and to just go with the flow, because when it is always a big plus, no matter what happens, thoughts creates a new heaven, a new firmament, a new source of energy from which new arts flow. There's a constant flow of